Hello, students, and welcome to week 5 lecture. Um, this week, we want to talk a little bit about the business environment. And as we know, businesses don't operate in a vacuum. Businesses are accountable for their operations, businesses are influenced by the environment, and the environment of a business is very complex and dynamic. The environment is always changing. For example, competitors are coming into the environment, so they are leaving various rules and regulations are introduced by the federal government, state government, more and more. So things are changing rapidly for businesses. Businesses have to adjust in a changing environment. Um, so the basic environment of a business is known as PEST, PEST, and PEST stands for political, economic, social, and technological environment. And the acronym, as mentioned, is called PEST. Um, in order for firms to be successful, they must conduct various analyses in which would include this PEST analysis. The outcome of this analysis could and should determine how businesses would operate profitably in the environment. So, as mentioned before, businesses are influenced by the environment. The strategies that businesses um, carve out for themselves are based or predicated on the environment that they operate in. So the PEST analysis is going to describe a framework of the environmental factors used in environmental scanning. So the first factor that a business must consider is the political factor. And the political factor includes the degree to which the government intervenes in the economy. So, for example, the government may increase taxes, they may decrease taxes, they may spend more, they may spend less. Um, they may enact greater labor laws, they may relax some labor laws, they may be more trade restrictions in terms of trade barriers, tariffs, all these various things. Um, the environmental laws in terms of dumping and getting rid of waste may be increased. It may be more stringent. And these are some of the effects of the political environments, government, that, that some businesses have to be cognizant of because all these various actions on government part affects businesses and operations. Businesses may have to change their strategy. They may have to um, put out more money in terms of um, changing their operations. So political factors are very important to consider when it comes to a business. That analysis must be conducted and taken into consideration. Also, the economic factors would affect the business. So there must be an economic analysis done. Right? So these factors include the growth of the economy. So, for example, if a business is going to put out a new product, they have to consider whether the economy is growing, if the economy is not growing. Because if the economy is not growing, then there's not going to be enough money to support that new idea. Customers are not going to put out money to support that new product because there's not much jobs or there's not much money in the economy. Interest rates might be high, so customers may not want to purchase new vehicles or new houses and these various things. Um, so it must be considered when it comes uh, to economic factors. Also, ex, exchange rates affect the cost of exporting. If the exchange rate is very high, then that's going to affect exporting and the local economy. Also, social factors must be a consideration when it comes to dealing business. There must be um, a social analysis done. The social factors include the effects culture has on the environment, the level of health consciousness, the population growth rate, and the demographics. Different factors like age, sex, religion. Um, One time, McDonald's they had considered expanding into India, And as we all know, the McDonald's menu is composed of pork and beef in the United States. And when they went to set up shop per se in India, McDonald's was not successful, primarily because half of India, they are Hindus, which um, they don't eat beef, and then the other half, they're Muslims, which don't eat pork. So McDonald's, in order to be successful, they had to change their strategy and come up with vegetarian meals made out of beans and plants and all these various things, and fish. You have to include fish in the menu. And that was the only time they were successful in India, because they didn't consider the religion and the culture of the people. Um, Even at times, we have to consider the age of our population. If we are introducing, let's say, the iPad in a particular part of the population geographic um, sector, then we have to make sure that there's a relatively young and dynamic uh, customer base, because they're the ones that are going to be interested in technology. It's almost a rule that as people get older, technology appeals less and less to them. So social factors are going to be very important um, when it comes to creating a product. Technical, logical environment plays a great part when it comes to creating products, because if technology is not available, then uh, creating new products is going to be slow, is going to be very tedious, and it's not going to be very efficient when it comes to creating new products and even communicating with our customers. If technology is available, let's say, for example, we want to export to parts of Africa, we have to consider whether there's going to be technology available when it comes to distributing a product, advertising a product, and the basic infrastructure that we need for a product in developing part of the world like that. So the availability of technology would mean goods will be produced faster, cheaper, and more efficiently. So we all know that pest, political, economic, social, and technological factors are very important to consider when it comes to creating a business or creating a product. So this is the end of week 5 lecture. Thank you.